All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How is everybody doing on this? Fine. Fine. Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. Boy, I got a list of things. I got a list. I got a big list of things I need to tend to that I just haven't. I mowed the grass a little while ago, but um, catching up on all the things I didn't do the last few weeks. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see what we got here. Boy, we got a lot here already. Craig, how you doing? Good to see you. Colin, J-Bo started an 8 more years chance for Ekblad. Hey, it worked with Bennett, right? It worked with Bennett. Kazuma, I think that's an accurate statement. If McDavid never wins a title, he would be considered the Marino of hockey. Yep. Colin says, a reporter said, what do you have to say to Bill Zito? Martian says, give me a contract. Sir Fossey says, I heard the Maple Leafs want Ekblad. The Maple Leafs want everybody, right? I mean, let's see what the Bennett contract is, though. Yeah, RJ, the video of Bennett at the club, I know. Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that beautiful? I didn't see the new one with Sasha and Reinhardt, though. I didn't see that. Reinhardt didn't have much of a voice left, I bet. Damien, how you doing? No, he did not. Really hungry? Chucky started a F. McDavid chant last night. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I don't know how I feel about that. Hey, David. Real says, I'm not trusting anything these guys are saying right now. They're drunk as hell. Yeah, they probably heard from his agent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a done deal, but we're not going to let Bennett walk. Like, we have the money. Like, even if Bennett walked in there and said, I want $9 million, Zito would be like, well, shit. All right, we'll have to find. You know what I mean? Like, Bennett's not going anywhere. We got $19 million of cap space. The question was never if we could afford either or. It's just a matter of trying to get it into where we could keep everybody. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, David, when Paul put him out there, put the fourth line out there, outstanding. And then we saw Zito got the puck, right? The camera work wasn't great. They didn't really show us whoever handed him the puck or anything like that. I'm sure that'll come out later. Hungry says, did anyone see Ekblad's little speech from last night? It sounded like a goodbye speech. I heard him say something about we'll have to have those tough conversations and all of that. And that's totally up to him, man. I know Forsling is hoping he stays. Amanda, yeah, I think the truth comes out when you're drunk. That's how it works for me, right? Kazuma says, I love Martian tagging every team with a thank you on his Instagram. True. Oh, my God. Hey, Simon. How we doing, RJ? Oh, I'm so far behind on the chat. Hey, Matthew. JD, how we doing? Yeah, Marshy's crowd surfing with the cup. 2 days till the parade. Paragon, how we doing, bud? So they got to, Simon, the internet, they got to come back on Tuesday. It's a long story, but they got to come back Tuesday morning. And then I'll know more on Tuesday. We'll just suffice it to say that. Hey, Dana, yeah, good morning, every afternoon, whatever it is. Do we make room for the new championship banner? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. Ben said, what if Marshy lands in Toronto? I can't imagine that. How would you want to go from this situation to the Leafs? Like, right? Like, would it be worth it for Marchand to go get the extra couple $1 million to be in the handshake line next year in the first round when we eliminate the Leafs again? I don't know about that, man. Real says, if Ekblad goes, maybe we keep Schmidt and then the deep pairs of Forsling, Jones, Mika, the new guy, Kulikov, Schmidt. I mean, that's probably that's a possibility. I hadn't thought of it that way, real. That's a possibility if Ekblad goes. But the thing is, you still got to pay Schmidt a little bit, and then you'd have to have the new guy. Johnny, I haven't used LinkedIn, and I've never looked for a job that way. I've never really looked for a job, to be honest with you. You know, I've been self-employed for almost 27 years now. Every once in a while, I threaten to go work at Dunkin' Donuts, but I think if I was gonna, I would have. I'd rather financially struggle and have to have a boss. I think at this point it's too late for me. Man, we had crappy weather last night, Simon. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to get to this afternoon. I got so much. I'm behind on so many things. I gotta make a list of the things I gotta make a list about. Icy says Taves to Winnipeg for a 1-year contract. Is that official, or are you predicting that? Yes, Zito did say he wanted to keep them all. Yep. Hey, Chris, how you doing, bud? Good luck, man. Have fun. Have fun. It's getting hot. It's getting hot too. Did I see Hot Take Hockey's vid? No, his stuff rarely comes up in my feed. Leaf fans are now saying McDavid is at Toronto after his last. I agree with Trey. I think if McDavid's going to leave, he would go to Montreal. Kazuma, yeah, I mean, we'd have money if Ekblad leaves. Brian says Martian wanted to go back in the club. Barkey had to drag him out. Oh. Johnny, I'll be honest with you, man. I never had to do anything. When I was a kid, my parents owned a printing business. Then I joined the Air Force. Then when I came out, I had some driving jobs for a few years, not many. And then I decided I wanted to be self-employed. I was always meant to be self-employed. We'll put it that way. I never had a resume or had to go knocking on doors or anything like that. The couple of driving jobs that I had when I was a kid, I made decent money for back then. And and then when my ex-wife got pregnant with Kyle, I said, I think I'll be self-employed and stay at home. I haven't left since, other than to be a massage therapist. That's the only time that I actually worked outside the house. I know the Checkers not doing so well, unfortunately. I lost again last night. Occam says the Panthers have ruined me. They make every other team I'm a fan of look bad. Vincent, hold on a second. I gotta go turn my air conditioning on. Hold on a second. Dang. This room gets so hot. I could have the air conditioning on for 5 hours. And as soon as I turn it off in 10 minutes, it starts getting warm in here. Vincent says, well, boys, we have a few days to show Martial the love to make him stay. With all the talks that he's getting over $8 million on the market, and he feels he was underpaid all his life. They said Reinhart was going to get 12.5. They said Bennett was going to get 10. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about, generally speaking. Paragon, so I eBay, Amazon, and then I was a massage therapist. I still have the eBay store. We still do it. And I started selling on eBay in 99 and haven't stopped. Hey, thank you, Cuban. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Cuban. Oh, I appreciate that, man. No, we're gonna do it from home. He's asked me to come to parade, pay for the tickets. It's a lot. It's a lot for me to get out and go do something like that. I need the rest. Let's just put it that way. I need to rest. Colin needs to rest. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to be streaming here. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. And, yeah. You get to be this age, you like to watch the stuff on TV. You know what I mean? Dave says, getting a steady full-time job has proven to be a mistake, at least for me. I'm grateful. And the bills all paid. Right, exactly. Also, it's official. Thank you, Icy. Yeah, Marchment goes to Seattle. That's right. Yeah. Dallas got themselves into a bit of a hole there with Durant. So Dana says, Vanacek is in the team shop buying up a store and boxes and stuff. Ain't that something, huh? Yeah, I was hearing that real talking about Coach Q wants Ekblad in Anaheim. I mean, look, Ekblad can go get paid. There's no question that he can go get paid. It's going to be like anything else. It's just going to be how much less will he take to stay, or, I'm not going to blame the guy if he goes and leaves over $2 or $3 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. It's not my money to tell him to stay. You know what I mean? But I would like for him to stay. I know Forsling wants him to stay. Al says, with Ovi and Malkin leaving by the time McDavid's contract is up, he could replace one of them. You got to figure McDavid's going to want to go somewhere where he knows they've got a goalie. I don't know if I was talking who I was saying that with, or if I was just saying it here on the stream. Oh, when we had the stream where you guys joined us, I really feel like McDavid is not just going to want to go to a team that can win, but has a goalie. I mean, they gave up 2 or more goals in every first period this series. Yeah, Brad Blizzard at TQ, that's awesome. Kazuma says, when are we getting a cat? That's not going to happen. So, because first of all, Donna is allergic to cats, so we'll just start there. I've had cats. I like cats. I don't like litter boxes, and I don't like having to worry about the cat getting outside, because we have horned owls out here. So the feral cats know how to defend themselves. But if your house cat gets outside out here, it's likely to get picked up by an owl. We got some big ass owls out here. Yeah, Kachuk. Yeah, Bennett's staying. Yeah, I loved how he did it too, man. Yeah, exactly, Timmy. Excuse me. Zito better get GM of the year, no doubt. Exactly, Vincent. Masseuse chicken hanger. Yeah, that was the only other, but that job didn't last very long, did it, Vinny? That job didn't last very long. I think the shift started at 8, and I was home by 11:30. I don't remember the exact, but I know I was home by 11:30. Throwing up. Oh, God. Yeah, they're going to have to take – Ekblad would have to take a lot less, right? Yeah, it has to actually absolutely be GM of the year. So Dietrich's got a good question. Says, what about Bobrovsky? Man, that's the $10 million question, no pun intended. Because how do you walk into Bobrovsky and be like, you got to take less? Like, how do you tell Bobby's not still worth $10 million, right? So there's that end of it. And then I really feel like we're going to want to have that conversation with him before we start signing guys. I could be wrong there. Maybe they've already had those conversations. I don't know. I mean, in a dream imaginary world, I'd love to get him for 6. Maybe he'd be willing to shave off a couple of million and take like 3 years at 8. Maybe a 3-year, $8 million deal, which might put us in a bit of a bind if we had to buy him out after 2. So That's what I would like to see. That gives us a little bit of play because we do have, we're Luosterainen at some point. We're going to have to re-sign. And, Sam Miskevich probably only get a 2-year bridge deal. And if Sam Miskevich plays with Bennett and Tkachuk, then his numbers are going to be really good. He's going to be getting paid. Simon, so tomorrow I'm going to be off unless something happens. Tomorrow I'm going to take the day off unless something happens. Donna and I have been together 4 months, 5 months, whatever it is. We haven't had one weekend where we didn't have hockey. We have not had a Friday and Saturday night together because, she works, so she comes for the weekends. We have not had a Friday and Saturday night together yet where we had no hockey both nights. So we're going to take tomorrow off, like off. And then we're going to stream the parade on Sunday for however long that lasts. Kachuk says if we can just keep the band together for 1 year, Bobby's extension is not going to be anywhere near $10 million. Yeah, I mean, tell Ekblad to take a 1 year deal and then we'll give him the rest, right? Now, I used to use Zoom a long time ago, Simon, but I use StreamYard now. It works a lot better. It's a lot better. James says, hockey guys convinced Bob won't re-sign? That's a rare, interesting take from him. I don't know. That's strange. Huh. It seems like a kind of a given. I mean, Maurice already said the future of the Panthers is Sergei Bobrovsky. Like, I think it's like as close to a done deal as possible. Craig says McDavid to the Ducks would make sense. Gibson and Dostal, Q in great weather. Yeah, the Ducks could end up putting pieces together, right? Panthers got sense if Ekblad leaves, we should pick up Romanoff from the Islanders. Wait, is he a free agent? I had a list. I didn't see his name, but maybe. So Praga, he didn't sign a contract, but he said he's not leaving. So, but there's been no contract yet. Yeah, I can't imagine why Bobrovsky would want to leave, right? Julian says, McDavid best fits to me are either Montreal or Ottawa. They're the oldest team, 4 years of the playoffs. They lost to the Cup team. Management has failed him. I see him leaving. He didn't look like he was staying. If you guys saw the short I put out when they asked him, it sounds to me like he wouldn't mind leaving. But then if Edmonton knows he's going to leave, would they move him this offseason? Would they try to make a deal now? James says, watch hockey guy in the video. I did. I thought he said that. I thought he said Bobrovsky might sign an extension. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. In terms of rats and cats, I don't watch. Their stuff doesn't come up in my feed. But I know a few people have said that they said the Panthers were better in 24. We disagree. Don't really know what else to say. We disagree. Caesar's a good guy. There's a couple other guys on there I know we don't see eye to eye on the Panthers, but that's it. Brogan says, I doubt Bob would take a discount given the contract that Shesterkin got. Yeah, but Bob's got the cups. We don't know, right? Oh. Okay. Brogan says, Bob's got to go down for at least $8 million. You're right, $8 million for 3. Yeah. Yeah, good point, David, about the Hall of Fame, right? Oh, I don't think Bob would demand more. Coot, I was thinking about that. He says, we talked about what adding Marchand did for the Finns, but I wonder how much Samoskevich learned from Marchand here and has adapted his game after watching a legend with a similar build to him. I was thinking very, very close to that when I was out mowing the grass earlier, that if you're Mackie Samoskevich, it's just like, good, look at the guys you get to play with as a rookie, right? Just absurd. Braga says, don't count out Balinskis. I mean, he's certainly solid depth, right? Certainly solid depth. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see Tkachuk and what Tkachuk does in this offseason, if he's going to need the surgery or what. I mean, that's a major injury. Michael, yep, we've seen it, brother. We've seen it. Good stuff. She lives about an hour away, Matthew. She doesn't have to drive the big bridge, so that's good. But she lives like an hour away. Darty says, so I'm wondering, is there a possibility to do a Rufus out-of-the-box trade and sign before the draft? I mean, for Florida, no. Florida is just interested in keeping their guys together. Yeah, I mean, a full muscle tear right off the bone is crazy, right? Dietrich says maybe Bob signs short a contract with the Panthers and finishes his career in Russia like Ovi plans to. Huh. I mean, do they all, and I'm not being critical, but do they all want to go back? I mean, I know Ovi said that, but Bob's pretty tight-lipped about that stuff. Braves fan, yeah, Marchand at DQ said he wanted Bill to give him a contract. Yeah, Tkachuk's career, I mean, what's he, 27 right now? If we can squeeze 5 more years out of him, it was an 8-year contract. He's played 3 years. So he's only got 5 more years on the contract. So, I mean, he's going to be – we may get out of that contract looking okay. Hey, Fin Fun. So the PayPal, Matthew, is flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. Yeah, that's when I'm trying to move everything to now. If anybody want to get a hold of me or send a PayPal, it's flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. Appreciate that, Matthew. Damien said, well, my voice is going. That's another reason why I want to take a day off tomorrow. Voice is going. Damien says, we got a lot of money in 26, 27. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, some of that's Bobrovsky, obviously. But that's a good point. Like, we're spending to the cap now, filling everybody in, and then we will have space. So if Ekblad leaves, we could be in for 1 year of, it might take us 7 games to win the cup next year. You know what I'm saying? I'm teasing. I'm being a jerk on purpose. Curtis, they already said that Bobrovsky's the future goaltender. So he's not going anywhere. Spencer Knight was not going to get a chance to start. You can't just throw Knight out there like that when we're in the middle of a cup window like this. And you've seen it this year. I mean, Bob's numbers this year in the finals were better, right? Now let's think about this for just a half a second. Who would we face from the Western Conference? Who's got a better offense than Edmonton? I think we faced the two teams in Tampa and Toronto that had offenses that scored a lot of goals like that. So, Bobrovsky just doesn't have to be perfect. If we keep all these guys, if we keep Marchand, especially, Bob could allow 3 goals a game and we still win the cup. You know what I mean? Probably not, Panthers. God, he's asking if there's a world where McDavid takes an extreme discount to come to the Cats, especially now that I heard Tkachuk was starting the F McDavid chant. The team brought Caesar on stage last night and gave him a champagne shower. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Yep, Chris Bennett's not leaving. Oh, eBay, Patel. eBay. eBay has been the constant through it all. I had an Amazon store for a while. I was a massage therapist for a while. I've been a life coach and all of that stuff. But eBay has been the one constant. Real says Mackey's learning from Bennett, Tkachuk, and Marsh, and he's going to be the most hated player in the league in a few years. Right? No doubt, man. Matthew, yeah, you grew up about 20 minutes away. Yep. What he's saying is he grew up 20 minutes away from where I live now. Yeah. It's a good point Coot makes. Says a big thing we in the league as a whole should learn from the Oilers is to make sure to keep the young guys who can contribute after they lost Broberg and Holloway. Mackey should also be a priority. Well, luckily for us, he's offer sheet ineligible. So Mackey's basically going to take what we can give him. It may just be a 1-year extension. If there's anybody that would just take a 1-year deal so he can get a little bit more money after Bob's contract, it could be Sam Miskevich. There's nothing, man. There's nothing in the CBA that says he can't take a 1-year deal, right? DQ should make a Stanley Cup Blizzard. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. I got you, Dietrich. Let me see what we got here, Matthew, because I should get a notification here. Here we go. Hey, thank you, Matthew. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated on the $20. Thank you, my friend. Genuinely appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know. Very cool. Thanks, bud. So Bob was wearing a Russian flag during the Cup celebration. I see. Gotcha. Oh, you're going to be working during the parade. How's the weather supposed to be for the parade? Is it going to pour again? Kachukin says Chucky's going to be an LTIR player every year of his contract, but looking like the new CBA for 26-27 is going to impose the cap on the playoffs. Wow. They're going to wow. Jeez. That's really going to screw things up. And I don't mean just for us. Like there should be, wow. That's wild. I can't imagine that the players would agree to that, though. Why would, and I'm not saying it won't happen, but why would the players want to agree to that? Hey, Michael. He says, yeah, this is the last year of the LTR loophole as we know it, but they're not saying what the salary cap for the playoffs will be. Oh, so maybe they'll raise the cap in the playoffs, but not make it unlimited. I mean, that would really screw up the trade deadline. That's for sure. Matthew, yeah, man, if we can just keep our guys, we'll be in good shape. Costas still doesn't like eggplant. Hey, Goat Slayer, you said you think the Avs are the best team in the West, and how crazy would it be to see a Marner for McDavid trade? Well, if it would have to be sign-in trades at this point, right? For Marner, it would have to be a sign-in trade, like they did with Tkachuk. Tkachuk says we're probably going to move Roddy and move Boquist and Sandal up in the lineup. Cito just needs to find more diamonds in the rough to replace the rest of the depth. He's done it 2 years in a row. Everybody's signed, man. So if Bennett's going to stay, we're going to sign Sam Iskevich. Everybody's already signed. The only question is Marchand and 4C. But Greer and Gadjevich are signed. Top six is signed once Bennett and Sam Iskevich get theirs. So there's really nowhere for anybody to there's nothing to, like, there's nowhere, unless you trade a guy, there's literally, forget the cap space. There's no roster space. If we re-sign Marchand, talking about having Rodriguez in the fourth line at 4C, and that would solve that hole. So, I mean, that's entirely possible. Marchand is at DQ right now serving blizzards to customers. That's awesome. David, how much extra? It was all inclusive, David. It was all inclusive. For the women, it was all inclusive. Yeah, exactly. Curtis says the least problem is deeper than McDavid. They have players who can't or won't change their style of play for the playoffs. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Zach. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Zach. Hoping Marchand stay. Ekblad goes. Ek can be replaced. Well, if I only compare, it's such a hard decision. I go back and forth. I really go back and forth there. Forsling wants Ekblad to stay. So that, to me, that has weight. Colin says, Tkachuk only said Connor McDavid who, and then Greer started the F the Oilers chant. Okay. That's a little bit different. Hey, Anthony. How you doing, bud? No, I get it, Matthew. I get it. I mean, I wasn't going to give out our address, but I right? I get it, man. It's cool. Michael says, we have our future first line and current first and seconds can slide down when they get old. I don't see a world where we're not contenders for the next decade. Well, we will need another goalie for a decade. We will need another goalie at that point. But maybe, I mean, if Cooper Black is 6'8", I mean, like, all he's got to basically do is stand still, right? Hey, thank you, John. Thank you, bud. Dairy Queen bought Hamburger Hut. Anthony, no, I think Malkin is still got one more year on his deal. Trey would know that for sure, but he's not a free agent. That Trey says that'll be the next year's trade deadline pickup. Michael says, when the Avs can't win another, expect Kale to come down for a discount when his contract is up. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the attrition works out. It's supposed to be rain. Okay, 20% chance. That's not too bad. Hey, yeah, trade. Dairy Hut. Dairy Hut, I like it. I didn't see that one. Chucky said, Connor, you should come down to Florida. What are we going to pay? Where the hell would we put Connor McDavid? Right? I guess, Barkov, Reinhart, McDavid? Jesus. But, I mean, where are you going to put him? Good problem to have, right? Yeah, maybe he just meant come to Florida and go to Tampa. Oh my God! Don't let the Lightning get Connor McDavid. That's a problem. Can't have that. I mean, Uvis. I don't know about Uvis, Curtis. I don't know about that. I can't agree that one. I can't agree with that one. Yeah, free agency is going to be a blast. Panthers, I think for me, I know it's Forsling. I do believe for Kyle it's Barkov. I do believe for Kyle. If you look at the streams when Kyle's got his full beard, he looks kind of like Barkov. I know, right, Adonis? It was nice to see that. It says breaking. Rat infestations breaks out at all South Florida Dairy Queen locations, but for real, DQ in South Florida about to experience their best quarter of sales maybe ever. No doubt. Exactly, Trey. Mark Stone fakes an injury 2 years in a row. League says nothing. Chuck tears his adductor off the bone. League wants to change the rules. Yep. Yeah. Julian, are you asking if Schmidt has another year on his contract, or do I think he can play another year? He's going to get paid somewhere. I think that's his goal. But yeah, I mean, would I want Schmidt on the second pair with Mikkola? I don't know. He worked really well with Kulikov, but second pair might be a bit of a stretch for him. Yeah, I saw. They're investigating the Oilers as if they shouldn't have invested Vegas, right? Stock. No, Samoskevich, you can have my personal guarantee Samoskevich ain't going nowhere. That ain't going anywhere. And it wouldn't make any sense because he wouldn't make hardly any money anyway. So you wouldn't be clearing up any real cap space by trading Samoskevich. That I can guarantee won't happen. Craig, if Nosek wants to come back, it's just a matter of if we have space for him. It's just a matter if we have space for him. Like if Zito somehow pulls off keeping Bennett and Marchand without trading Erod, there's no room. Like guys can't get on the ice. It's a good problem to have. Kachuk says in reality, oh, John, okay, thank you, bud. In reality, Marchand wants Tur more than money, so why don't you just give him a deal that we all know will age poorly? Yeah, give him like 8 years at $2 million. So I missed the super. Hold on, let me just blow it. Is it down here, or has I just not gotten to it? Wow, I'm way behind in the chat. All right, hold on a second. Let me get to it. Thank you for letting me know. Let's see. What did I miss one? No, I got them all. I got 3 here, right? Yeah. God, I can't keep my screen right. I had 3 supers. I think I got them all. Damien says Marchand wants $8.5 million. I don't think that's going to happen. Shuckins says the LTIR investigation is related to a surgery that Kane had that the league doctors don't think was necessary. You can't get elective surgery, then go on LTIR because it's not related to an on-ice injury. Oh, I mean, what are they going to do? Fine him, right? That's interesting. Thank you for that. Donnie says, also, Jaws, forgot to talk to you on the live stream the other night about the Oilers situation. They were in a better spot last offseason until they bought all these players. And I was really surprised that they let Broberg and Holloway go. Like, you've got to have good young players. I was really surprised that they did that. Yeah, Trey, Taves to the Jets. 1 year. It's not bad. Give on a prove it type of deal, right? Man, it says, I think Marchand 3x18 or 4x20. David says, well, I'm looking for a 50-year-old brunette with a nice IRA. But yeah, exactly. No, I mean, look, if Marchand wants to stay, they'll find a way to do it. Yeah, they got offer sheets by St. Louis and the Oils couldn't match. I know. It's tough. But they could have matched on one, though, Prague. I believe that was the situation where they could have matched on one, but not both, and then they just let both go. Zuma, yeah, Brad Marchand serving ice cream. I can't wait to see that. Let me scroll up here because I missed a few. Yeah, Yandel's money come off the books. It depends, Michael. It just depends in terms of if we sign Bennett, Ekblad, and Marchand without trading Rodriguez, there's barely going to be money to fill out the roster, the rest to get a backup goalie, and then we would need one cheap defenseman. I put out a video. I laid it all out. If Ekblad and Marchand took ridiculous discounts, you could get to where you had enough money for $1 million for your backup goalie and $1 million for somebody to be a depth piece on defense. And that's it. You wouldn't need any forwards because you already got, if you re-sign Marchand and don't trade Erod, you already got 13 guys at forward. There's no room. And you wouldn't have any room for Sordiff to even think about sniffing the ice unless guys get hurt. Colin says, Friedman reports that Bennett is going to bend. He's going to take less money than he can get on the open market to stay with the Panthers. If this is true, then Marchand and Ekblad can stay. Yeah, it depends on how much. Can you imagine if he only took 7? If he took 7 and Ekblad would take 6, that's 13. If you can then get Marchand to take 4, that's 17. And then you'd have $1 million left for a backup goalie, $1 million left for a 7th defenseman, and you're done. You're done. There's nothing left to do, unless he was going to trade somebody. But why? Why at that point? Why do it? Don says they're now in a predicament where they are forced to get a goalie off the trade market. The only ones that they could sign are Jake Allen or Lion King. Trades would have to be Gibson or even Swayman. Yeah, you're talking about the Oilers, right? Yeah, people are saying Bennett between 7.5 and 8.5. Yeah. I mean, 8x8, we'll do it. Kachuk says, we just need to get Marchand's daughter really into Disney World, right? Hey, Ryan, yeah, I bet you'd take McDavid on the Lightning, right? I bet. Matthew says, we got good when we paid Yandel $6.5 million and never come back to work. Froggen, yeah, we can get, like they said, Lyon is available, but Kokkinen might be, we traded him for Driedger for a reason. You never know there. Oh, do we wish hockey had no salary cap like baseball? No. I think the cap helps keep things a little bit more fair. Jordan says his prediction: Bennett 8x7, Marchand 6x3, Mackey 2x2, $1 million for backup, trade Rodriguez, let Ekblad walk. That's not 7, 6, 13, 15, 16. You wouldn't need to do both. There would be no reason to trade Rodriguez if you're letting Ekblad walk. There would be no reason to trade Rodriguez. Well, I guess if you needed extra cap, depending on how you're going to replace Ekblad. That's also true. Rocky says, isn't the cap determined game by game? So some nights you could play with a short bench and get everyone signed? No, it's the number of contracts that you have. Freeman did mention that the contract would be eight times 7. At 8 times 7, is that 8 years, $7 million? If Bill Zito gets Sam Bennett to sign for $7 million, if he actually gets him to sign for 7, Ekblad and Marchand are staying. Real see, yeah, the Lion King is ours, right? Matthew says use Ekblad's money for 2 stud defensemen. There's not a lot out there, though. That's the thing, Matthew. I'll have to do another video on that because I did the one, but I didn't get so in depth with the free agent defensemen. There's not a lot out there, especially right-handed. It's Brent Burns, Orlov, and Ekblad, and then and I don't want Burns or Orlov. There's some guys out there, but I don't know. Julian, Skinner needs a better goalie coach. He's so inconsistent, but he shows signs. I mean, he's only 26. Skinner could develop to be a really damn good goalie, but the inconsistencies are a problem. I think he needs a better coach. Watch Stolarz come back. Jesus. Did Toronto pay him? I know, right? Sasha walking up to the neighbor's house. Yeah, Adonis. I mean, that's what Sam Iskevich is going to get, some kind of bridge. And then he's going to get 40 goals with Bennett and Tkachuk and want $8 million. Braga, you said maybe Boquist on waivers. I don't know. I don't know if somebody would take him at that. I mean, he works with what we do, but would Boquist really be worth $1.5 million to another team? Jordan, yeah, you're saying to replace him, to replace Ekblad. It's possible. I hate to see it happen. I hate to lose Ekblad and Rodriguez. That would really suck. Yeah, that's another name out there. Prague and Samsonov could possibly be. Yeah, what Michael is saying, you can get cap credit back, but between the pregame rate and the average rate, but it's usually not even $100,000. Yeah, you can't. Like, if you end up in a sticky situation, you might be able to eke out a game that way, but you can't count on it. That's amazing. If Zito gets Bennett for the same thing Swaggy got. Brogan says everybody's looking for solid D. That's why I say hold on to Balinskis. He's signed. So that's not a concern. Real says if Bill Zito gets Sam Bennett for $7 million, drag Chris Greer over to the Panthers facility and have him shadow Zito for the entire offseason until he learns something. Ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the truth? Max says, what about buying out players? There's nobody that would even be remotely close to a buyout candidate except for Bobrovsky, because there's still so much term left on everybody else's contract that the cap savings that we would get wouldn't be worth it. It wouldn't be worth it. Like if you were going to move Rodriguez, you could just trade Rodriguez. You could get assets for him. You can get maybe a fourth, third if you're pushing it, probably a fourth. You could get something out of him. I don't want to really see it happen. But the buyouts usually come when the guy is too old and it's right at the end of the deal. Praga says Orlov laid an egg in the playoffs against the Cats. Yeah. Good point. Kachukin says Reinhardt had an insane contract here than Bennett did. Bob's going to have 20 shutouts next year. Right? So Stolarz makes $3 million for 4 years. Gotta get you right. Wow, Bolvar says I have a gut feeling about the Blue Jackets going to give Ekblad $12 million to poach him. I mean, they can have Ekblad at $12 million. I mean, I'm sorry, but yeah, no, we're good. All right, Matthew. Is it that time? Damn, it's almost 1 o'clock already. If we got Bouchard, right? Andrew, I'm not sure how I don't know. I'm sure that I mean, they've said they'd be able to fix it, so it'll work. No Bouchard, let somebody else overpay him. Jordan says, I think your top pairing is good. Second pairing of Mikkola, you don't need to spend 5 or 6. No, I mean, Mikkola is only making a few million. I mean, I would hate to lose Ekblad. Do I trust Zito and the scouts? Zito and the scouts right now have 5 guys already on the board, ready with their numbers that they're going to call with contracts ready if we lose Ekblad. I have every confidence in that. And then you would just go for Forsling and Jones. Jones is Ekblad. But if you could keep Ecky, it would go a long way towards just keeping the band together. You hate to lose a guy like that. Craig says, Boquist is still young and can bulk up some with his skill. He could be a steal the same as Greer. It's good. Yeah, he just need to bulk up a little bit, right? Just don't lose the speed. Exactly, Mikey. How would you want to leave, right? Adonis says Jesper's very good depth. Got him for cheap for 2 years. And he was on a PTO, wasn't he? Or was that just Adam? Or were they both on PTOs? Oh, hold on. Let me scroll down here. Thank you, Cuban. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Cuban. He says, Jaws, who's your favorite player? And we are getting Mitch Marner. So favorite player for the Panthers right now is Forsling. Favorite of all time is Jovanovski. And I can't imagine we're getting Mitch Marner. I mean, Mitch Marner, what are you going to do? Pay him $2 million? Mitch, come play on where's he going to play? Right? Like literally. Where would he go? Kachuk says, honestly, after me, offer Mikkola a long extension on July 1st. That's another name we're going to have to sign here at some point, right? Jesse, you think Philadelphia is offering Ekblad the most money? Why would he want to go to Philly? Like, they're not going to win. The weather sucks. He'd be living close to me so I could go to the games and troll him. He would hate it. No. Did anyone else see a photo of Marchand biting Balinskis on the nipple? No, I did not see that reel. Julian says, what do I think Mikkola is worth when his extension is up? It's a good question. I guess somewhere in the 5 to 7 range. I mean, it's just worth to us or worth on the open market, right? I'm not sure what age he's going to be, too. Cap keeps going up. But he's definitely a bargain for us right now, for sure. Someone shared it on a hockey Reddit. Damn, that's funny. Julian says 6. Yeah, I said 5 to 7, so there you go. Yeah. Donnie says, Bob is the number one extension to look at. Have to know the future in net. I agree. Yeah, I would think Vegas would probably be looking at Marner. Ryan. He thinks Don said, I think Martin goes to Vegas and gets unlocked into a playoff beast like they always do. There's a video of Marchand biting Uvis' nipple. Ain't that something? That is wild, man. Trey said Bob has averaged 23 wins the last 3 years. If he does that again, he'll move all the way up to 6th all time in wins next year, passing the most beautiful man in the world, Henrik Lundqvist. Wow. Good dream. Good name. Jesse says, my friend's brother works for a fishing company, and he took Ekblad on a boat while he was suspended, and he said Philadelphia wanted to give him the most money at the time. Huh. That's interesting. Isn't that tampering, though? Hey, get your friend's brother to turn the Flyers in for tampering so that they can't offer him the money. It could be different now, right? Right? Braga says, Mika also very solid that you can move the puck. I agree. I agree. Cuban, I wish I could. Did we get this stream copyrighted? Even low. I've tried things before. This is a true story, Cuban. I used to do different songs for the intros for the fight song years ago before I finally wrote my own. And there was one time when I took the intro to a Hall & Oates song that was just drums and bass, and I played it in reverse, and the bots still caught it. They still caught it, and that was 7 years ago. Colin says, you got lots of video from Club 11? Man, send me, Colin, flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. Send them over, brother. Send them over. Yeah, you guys, if you guys went and got videos, send them to flyingfluffyhockey@gmail.com. I'll put some stuff together. Absolutely. David, I haven't seen the other one. I like the initial one that they had. I haven't seen a second one. Let me see. Let me move this out of the way. Boy, my voice is going. All right, let's see. Florida Panthers 2025 Stanley Cup champion. Here we go. There's the look at that one. The red. I got to buy 2 hats now. Who did that? You just cost me $50. Who just said that? David, you just cost me $50. Now I got to buy both hats. Because I got to have, it's going to be $70 for both of them. The black one is beautiful. But the red one, what and who? Oh, with the claws, and damn it. And now I gotta buy Kyle 2 hats. You just cost me like $200. I gotta buy Matthias. Damn it. Thanks a lot, David. Damn it. I'm gonna show the one that he's talking about. Let me see if you guys have seen it. Damn. I mean, I like the black one, but look at that. Oh, I don't need this ad there. Look at that. Holy crap. That is sweet. It's got the nice curved bill. It's not straight. That suits me just fine. Dang. That's nice. What do you guys think? Is that the one you were talking about, David? Is that the one you were talking about? That is nice, man. Holy crap. Team Shop has short sleeve hoodies. Yeah, that makes sense. Anthony, who's the perfect fourth line center between Greer and Gadjevich? Well, it might be Rodriguez. It might end up being Rodriguez. I mean, if we could re-sign Nosek, I'll take it. IDK says that's the most 90 looking hat I've ever seen, right? Yeah, that is sweet, man. You almost expect the old logo to be on there. Dang, is there anything on the back? Like, it's just the front. You almost expect, I can't wait to see the sides. Is it going to, oh, here, it'll show me the sides. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's sweet. It's got a rip in the NHL logo there on the side and everything. Yeah, I got to have those. That is nice. That is really nice. All right, come back over here. Anthony, no, Mackey's not a Mackey. Mackey is going to be on the second pair, on the second line with Bennett and Tkachuk. He's not even the center. He's probably out of all the players on the team the least likely to. He's not a fourth line guy. They tried him a couple of times. It's just not his deal. Yeah, right, David. That's awesome. Guitarco, you're on your way to the arena now. So Coop says, "Hey Jaws, I'm staying prepared to see if Ekblad and Marchand leave. Bennett has to sign after his club announcement. 19 is a unicorn, no doubt." Anthony, no, Mackey, as far as I know, is if you look at like a lot of players, they get listed as forward/center. I've not heard of him being a center, but he doesn't have the body. He doesn't have the size, in my opinion, to be the fourth center anyway. So I don't think Ekblad and Marchand are leaving. I think they're just spacing out the announcements just to let the NHL media troll itself by talking about how they're going to go to Toronto or they're going to go here. I think Ekblad's more likely to leave than Marchand, but I don't think any of them are leaving. Especially if we get Bennett for 7. If we get Bennett for 7, that's so that there's room for Ekblad and Marchand. Like if Bennett signs for 7 and you're Ekblad, how do you not just say, F it, I'll take 6? Right? Like, how do you not do that? If Bennett takes 7, he's giving up $3 million a year for 7 years because nobody else can give him the 8. Oh, what website is that? Hold on, Goat. That is on here. I'll just put the link. I just Googled it and found it. I don't know where that hat is, but I'm going to put the link there so I don't lose it. That is a nice-ass hat. They should be giving me some commissions. There's the link to that hat. There's the link to that hat. They're not a sponsor. Real says, we never really talked about how Marchand was a left winger for Boston. He mainly played on the right for us. It's a good point. Yeah. It was a smart move putting him with Lundell and Luosterainen. Michael says, I agree. They're trolling the NHL media right now because people were already saying, mark my words, Bennett to Toronto. Yep. Damon, how would I feel about us trading Erod for Svechnikov? Keep Erod. If we can keep Erod, you keep him. The dude is he's just a little spark plug you can put anywhere in the lineup. For 1 through 4, you can put him at 4. He can start the game playing with Barkov at right wing and finish the game playing 4C, and he's the same effective player. You gotta have guys like that. I wouldn't. There's nobody that I can think of that if you said, how about trading this player for that player in terms of the Panthers, that I could even, unless they're going to just like give us Balinskis for Makar. I'll do that, but they got to retain all the salary. Ryan, yeah, we got a while for that one, right? Craig says, yeah, especially if Gus took the team-friendly deal that he did. Exactly. Jordan says, what if Zito just said, here's the contract Forsling got, that's what you're getting, Ekblad? Yeah, that will work. Works for me. I don't know if it's going to work for Ekblad, right? Brogdon says you got to keep all the guys that scored 15 or more points in the playoffs. That's like 50 dudes, though. Trey, yeah. The only reason we were trading Roddy is to keep everyone else. Hey, thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. How much do I think Forsling is worth? If Forsling would have hit the open market, I mean, he's making $10 million. To me, I mean, what did Chickering get? 9.5 or something? If Forsling is anybody think I'm wrong there? Michael says 12. All right, so then yeah. I mean, if Forsling would have hit the open market, I mean, Julian says 9, Michael says 12, so 10. Yeah, for sure. For sure 10. Like if he wanted to leave, he could have gotten 10 million out of somebody. Right? Yeah, you think 12 because people overpay. Certainly. Craig says 10 minimum, yeah. Anthony says, as watching Hockey Nation Live, he said he would be willing to give us 2 of their top center prospects over Kalen. Or who, I'm not sure who that. Oh. We're going to take Evan Rodriguez, and he's going to give us Oliver Cap Icy. Huh. That's another guy who his stuff doesn't show up in my feed enough. Kazuma says, where does this Panther team rank in champions of the Cap era right now? Well, I mean, right now, right up there, certainly with, I would say, Tampa, Pittsburgh. There's only been so many teams that have won 2 in a row, right, in the Cap era. I think of the teams, we've got the best chance to win a 3rd in a row, certainly. Exactly, Goat. Exactly. He's not leaving. He ain't going nowhere, right? Next up is Ekblad, right? Now that would have really been great if Bennett would have done that with Ekblad next to him, right? Jordan says maybe Ekblad is 5x6 and a 28-foot center console for the signing bonus. There you go. That sounds about right. Yeah. How much are boats these days? I can't imagine. They got to be $1.25 for a decent boat these days, right? I don't know. Well, yeah, Taves is signing with the Jets for 1 year. So at least we don't have to answer those questions, right? Michael says, Eki already said, I'll do whatever it takes to stay before the playoffs, and now they won another cup. Yeah, I wonder what his wife thinks. Like, because she's a doctor, she's there, already settled and everything. That's got to have an effect too, right? Yeah, if Marchand, just give Marchand his own Dairy Queen franchise. That's all. Just have Vinny buy him a Dairy Queen franchise, and it's a done deal, right? How do you feel this morning if you're a Boston Bruins fan, though? Jordan, yeah, maybe 1 to 200,000. That's what I figured. I mean, you can't buy a decent truck for less than 60 grand. Boat's got to be double that, right? Goat says, Eki just needs to take a deal where he's our highest paid D-man. He was a number 1 overall pick, and he's been solid, all things considering, use of the Pete right. I mean, what are you going to give him, $1 more than Forsling? Give him 10 grand more than Forsling? Kachuk says, Vinny, just make Ekblad's wife chief medical officer of some farmer startup. Done deal. Amanda, Raven was in here a couple of streams ago and just said hi. He just said hi to a couple people, and then he left. I don't know. I'm sure he's okay. Yeah, have the elbow room, give him a free boost for life, right? Julian said both that's 28 to 38 feet ranges between 3 to 900K. God dang. Jeez. That's crazy, man. You got to have serious I mean, you better just buy that cash. You know what I mean? You better just be able to buy that cash, right? That's a lot of cheddar. All right, everybody, I'm gonna roll. Gotta go start getting ready. Donna's gonna be here. Still got to do my eBay work. Appreciate all the love, support, all the donations. Genuinely, much appreciated. Tomorrow will be off, which means that's when Bennett will sign his contract. It's a guarantee. I guarantee, since I'm off tomorrow, that Bennett will be drunk somewhere signing his contract, and I will have to go live. It's just a guarantee. So, but barring that, unless something major happens, I'm taking tomorrow off, and then we'll be live for the parade on Sunday. That should be several hours of fun. And then Monday, we start getting heavy duty into all the massive amounts of free agents that we're going to have to sign because we have so much roster space open. Oh, we're going to have too many players. It's a beautiful thing. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, yeah. Cuban says he's signing on Sunday at the parade. Wouldn't that be something, right? Yeah. All right, everybody. Appreciate all of the support. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good night. And I shall see you Sunday. Sunday.